We have 7 nonverbal cues. We have them, and your child has them. We're going to start with your child. Eye contact. So the way kids look at us, you'll know if they're stressed or overwhelmed just in their eyes, okay? Your kids will know when you're stressed in your eyes, right? My mom only had to give me a look and I knew, right? Facial characteristics, okay? How is your child holding their face? That will give you an understanding of what's going on. And it's just, and I'm getting to this, but it's getting even with teenagers. And I don't mean kneeling down like this to teens. Even with anyone, a child growing up, it takes 31 years for the brain to fully develop. Okay? 31 years. That's Bruce Perry. He's a leading child trauma expert in our country. Getting below eye level stimulates the executive, thinking, problem-solving, empathic part of the brain. Stimulates it, okay? So it's asking your child, hey, or saying what you're seeing. You see you're having a really hard time right now. Mom's right here. Just communicate. It's not so much what you're saying, it's how you're saying, which is the third nonverbal cue, tone of voice. How you're saying it. Okay? And how your child is communicating. I really want to. There's a lot of stress going on. I really want. Okay. Oh, I'm right here. Let's figure this out together. We'll get through this. So in the attachment world, they say, if there are any musicians in here, being at the note of a high C, which when you're curious, your voice raises to a C note. Any musicians in here? Yeah. So when you're curious, your whole tone changes. As opposed to being questioning and what's going on, and your whole tone gets lighter and it's more open. When we have a tone and an attitude of curiosity, your child is more able to be receptive. Okay? It's in your best interest. So observe, watch, and listen. I always say that in my support groups. You don't have to say anything. Just observe, watch, and listen. That's just enough. So observe, watch, and listen to your child's 7 nonverbal cues. Tone of voice. Okay? Posture, the way they're holding their bodies. What they're doing. Okay? Gestures. Timing, how fast or slow they're moving. And the intensity of their response. Okay? How intense they are about something. And this is just information. Just step back and go, okay, she's seemingly stressed or he's overwhelmed. Let me check in with my child, because children have windows of stress tolerance. And you need to assess how much stress can my child tolerate. It's the parent who brings the child to the birthday party and they know after 45 minutes, that's all my child can filter, because they're taking in everything in the environment through all their nonverbal cues, through all their 5 senses, and they're getting increasingly overwhelmed, and they can only handle so much. So I know after 45 minutes when my child's at a birthday party, I need to come in and regulate. And when you can touch a child, so why touch is a basic psychological and emotional need. It stimulates the whole brain. Touch can calm the mind to calm the body. It takes 30 seconds, and this has been brain researched and studied. When someone receives a compassionate, loving touch and embrace for 30 seconds, the brain starts to release the hormone oxytocin. That is the hormone for bonding. It's a good hormone. That's what we want. And these kids need more of that than you know. Okay? They may not be receptive to it all the time, but when their windows are open, you betcha you want to go in there and snuggle. Okay? And you'll know. One of the great tools that I like to teach parents, because attachment challenge kids can be hard. It's hard to know. It's and we're going to talk about intersubjectivity. It's joining them in moments when their guards are down, but knowing they have their hula hoop and you have your hula hoop, especially if they're playing today's millennials video games or watching TV. Just join them. Go sit down next to them. Whatever it is, even if it's something you could care less about, but just being with them. The moment something happens and there's an exchange, you both make eye contact. Something's funny. If you think about it, when something is funny, our natural instinct is to laugh with somebody. So haha, that's so funny, isn't it? Right there is the bonding and the joining. Okay? That's the window that gets opened. Laughter is so important in human relationships, and especially with children who've experienced a lot of attachment and attachment trauma. They don't know how to have this exchange in relationship. So as I'm teaching you to be a therapeutic parent, like this training could be 2 days. These little pieces, daily doses, consistent repetition is going to create a new relationship, a new dynamic in the attachment. It's only going to lessen the intensity of not being able to attach, lessen the frequency, and lessen the duration. Then they're going to be able to feel, and what we want is to have a new relationship that provides a sense of security, safety, and attachment. Where we feel like we can reach out to another human being and get our needs met. And it's hard when you have a child who's been through a lot. They don't know how to do that for themselves. So we're teaching them how to have what's called receptivity. Internalize love. Internalize self-compassion. And it will take time. It will take time.